Hey everybody, welcome back to Active Player Network. As promised, Gil Hova back in the house for the expansion to the networks, which is the executives.
Yes.
So tell us how this iterates on the original game.
So the big change is everybody gets their own executive now.
Okay.
So I have in front of me Flicks. And the thing about Flicks is they no longer have to worry about time slot.
Okay.
With the old one, you got more viewers if in the show's first season it was in the correct time slot. With this one, that's not the case anymore. You always get the full value no matter what time slot it's in because obviously you're a streaming network now.
Yep.
However, there's always a downside to one of these executives. And Flix's downside is if you ever change genre within a time slot, you get a bunch of angry emails and you lose 2 viewers. So that's Flix. We also have Underground over here. Underground is obviously an underground network. And so since they're cool, they can sign as many stars as they want in one action instead of only being able to sign 1 star at a time.
Right.
And those stars will work for less. You pay
because it's underground.
Exactly. You pay $1 million less for each of those stars that you sign to a minimum of $1. You can't get anyone for free.
Got it.
Yes. However, the downside, because there's always a downside, is when you land an ad, you get $1 million less because you're so anti-corporate.
Right, of course.
And then you have Cable. Cable starts the game with a ton of money, between $16 and $20 million based on what your starting position is, because you have this huge cable contract now. The downside is anytime you drop in budget, you may never take money, you may only take viewers.
Got it.
So you want to drop out and make sure you get one of these viewers, because if you take the last slot, you don't get anything.
You don't get anything for it.
Now, there is one good thing about Cable. Well, there's a lot of good things about Cable, but one of the things that Cable can do is when Cable drops out, they get a turn after they drop out. So you do a turn, say, I'm dropping out, and then when it gets back to you, you still get 1 action. So you have to read when everybody's trying to drop out and do that 1 turn before.
Right.
But it's a question of reading
So you really,
them.
really have to think ahead. This box gives us executives, and we see 3, so how many options are there?
There are 12.
12.
12 executives, so plenty of replay value because each executive plays completely differently.
And combines with the other ones in terms of how they interact.
Exactly, exactly. And some interact in really interesting ways.
Just like real life.
Yes.
And again, you have that cool, kooky art that you remember from the base game.
Very much so, yes.
Also, I just saw something that I really like. There are different gender identities on each side. So you can decide who to be, whoever you want to be. You can represent it however you want, which is really appreciated. Makes people feel welcome to play and like they're being catered to.
Yeah, there's room for everyone in my games, and I really try to work for that.
Well, we appreciate that, Gil.
So, that's one of the things that executives gives you. Another thing is the pilot season. Now, in the base game, everybody started off the same. They started off with 3 shows, a star, and an ad. But with executives, you get 4 of these pilot season cards in your hand, and these are shows that you're going to choose to start with. Now, some of them are not very good shows, like over here we've got the best macaroni art from around the country, over here. But if you develop that show, if you choose that show and put it on at 8 p.m., you're going to get what it says at the bottom, which is you get a star and you get some money.
Okay.
So it sort of determines the resources that you start with. You can get money, stars, and ads based on these gray shows that you pick. But they have no genre, and you can't get a genre bonus out of them.
Interesting.
Now, on the other hand, you can get a real show, maybe inherit an older show.
Okay.
So we have Air Wombat and Golden Grills over here. These will each cost you $1 million, but they are genres, and they will
hurt
give
you,
viewers.
Gil? Gil!
It's a long and terrible childhood, and this is the process. This is the result.
I mean, at least you're making something out of it.
I suppose. So, lemonade and all that stuff. So you can develop some of these shows and start working towards your genre bonus, but you will have fewer resources to start the game with. So that's the pilot season. So everybody chooses 1 card. You put it face down in front of you. That's your 8 p.m. show. You all reveal it. You get anything the show gets you, and now you pass the cards to the left.
Gotcha.
And now you get 3 cards from your right. Now you choose one of those 3 cards, and that's your 9 p.m. show, and so on and so forth.
Oh my goodness.
And then everybody has 3 shows. They probably have stars or ads, or maybe they don't. and they're ready to go.
Let me ask you, this is a question that I feel like is important for all expansions. How many games of the base set do you think you should be playing before you introduce executives?
Only one, but it is really important that you play that one game.
Yeah.
It's really hard to learn the base game with the expansion.
Especially, I would imagine, with someone like Cable, who really has to have that forethought and that strategy in order to act and take advantage of their abilities.
Yeah. I found a couple of things when I play tested. First off, I found that you had to, it was a long teach if you were learning both executives and the base game. And I found that even if I tried to give them like a generic executive, well, not generic is an executive. If I tried to give them just a plain executive that didn't give them any powers, or gave them like a very simple power, they would still get creamed by the experienced players. It's not that much fun.
Yeah, just get the game under your belt.
Exactly.
And this thing opens up on the table in front of you.
Exactly.
There's a ton to enjoy in that base game. This is a way to give yourself replay value and more layers.
Absolutely. And one more thing this gets you. So in the base game, you had genre bonuses.
Yeah.
This changes the genre bonuses slightly. If you ever get your first 5-show genre bonus, or second 3-show genre bonus, you get one of these mogul cards. And the mogul cards are super powered network cards that give you enormous powers. So now you've got another thing you've got to work towards.
Now you're a TV mogul? You're just taking over Hollywood on the table at this point. This looks like a lot of fun. If you haven't seen our other video on the base game on the networks, please go have a look at that. You can find that on youtube.com/activeplayernetwork. You can like and subscribe to make sure that you are seeing everything that we're putting out, not only from Essen, but from Gen Con earlier this year. We'll be making more videos at PAX Unplugged, so we are your everywhere active players. So make sure you don't miss out on that. If you are not following us on Facebook at facebook.com/activeplayernetwork, that's very silly. Don't be silly. Then you can talk with us on Twitter, twitter.com/activeplayernet. And of course, you can see underneath the lid of all of, I feel like I'm talking about cars all the time when I say that, but you can peek beneath the lid of a lot of these incredible tabletop games and really see the components, dig in, and really see them represented in a way that'll help you decide whether this might be the next thing you want to pick up at your FLGS.
Very much so.
Awesome. Well, where can they find you?
At Gilhova on Twitter, at Gilhova on Instagram, 1L in Gil, please, and formalferretgames.com.
There you go. Formal Ferret.
Yes.
Gilhova.
Yes.
This has been a pleasure.
Yes,
Thank
likewise.
you so much for coming. Thanks for coming to Germany, if only through the interwebs, guys. Bye.
Bye.